Is this my part?
Yes, this is your part, you fucking asshole.
you sure? I'm
Yeah.
giving the reins to you to allow you to do it.
I'm not doing it. You go fucking do it.
Grab your knives, grab your forks, and grab your syrup. This is Edge and Strife's Waffle Hour. Doo-doo-doo.
The funny thing is, I'm going to have to remove the swearing if I want to put this out, potentially at the beginning, you dumb mother.
No, you just mark it as explicit. It's fine. Might not get as many views, but you just mark it as explicit. It's fine.
Oh my god. Well, this is the second attempt to record a podcast on this stupid topic, because apparently it tried to record.
It's not a stupid topic. It's a great topic. It's just annoying that we've had to record it twice. But
yeah,
we
had some good conversation as well.
Sorry. Stuff happens.
Stuff happens indeed. So we've been playing the Monster Hunter beta, or beta, how we want to say it, last week. And I did it for a number of reasons, because I wanted to see how it worked on PlayStation and PC. You were playing on PlayStation, and obviously, if anyone is new to the channel, knows we love Monster Hunter. A lot of the videos on this channel are Monster Hunter.
I want to play more like now.
Yes.
I tell you what, actually, I've been looking on Twitter. There is so many people. I'm never going to call it X. There's so many people just wanting a second open beta or a demo to come out.
Well, the good thing about the news articles is, so I use Opera GX, and I didn't realize that it gives me gaming news, which is really, really great when I want to kind of find stuff to talk about.
I'm going to be an ignorant person now. And what's Opera DX or whatever you just said?
Opera GX is a gaming browser. So you got like Google Chrome, and you've got
right. So it's its own browser. Okay, cool.
A browser for gamers in gaming.
Okay. I'm going to petition work to get that installed.
Oh, it's amazing.
I know people in IT. I'm sure I can get it. Sorted.
So I took a screenshot of the article, and it said basically the Monster Hunter Wilds beta breaks records. So its recent open beta was a massive success, peaking at 463,000 concurrent players on Steam. That's just Steam, not PlayStation.
Yeah, and do you know I actually saw about that it had more active players than Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Yes, but I mean Black Ops 6 is still doing really well as well.
Oh yeah.
But the crazy thing is, it was far surpassing its predecessor, Monster Hunter World's all-time record of nearly 335,000. Now, I don't know if the 335 was also Steam, so I don't know if they're comparing the two Steam figures, because you have to remember that World was predominantly on PlayStation first before it went to PC.
It was a while before it came out on PC, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah. So that just shows you that people are just had a good time with it. So I'm hoping that they are going to release
It was fantastic, though.
Oh yeah, no, I was absolutely bowled over by it, because the crazy thing about
it is like that video I just sent you. Why give us like such a pure form of an addictive drug, and then just take it away from us?
Because they want you to pre-order it. Like the option to pre-order came in so much. I'm going to be pre-ordering it.
Although I'm questioning that, because obviously I showed you on the PlayStation that it already showed on my screen that you had pre-ordered it. Yeah. I think that part is a bit underhanded and sneaky tactics, because I was going to pre-order it anyway, because I knew what system I'm going to be playing it on. I want to play it on release, end of.
Yeah.
But the fact that I saw that you had already got it, was like, all right, fair enough, I'll get it now then, ready, so I don't have to worry about it later.
Yeah,
so I feel like that was a bit sneaky, underhanded tactics.
Oh, I have checked my emails and also I haven't pre-ordered jack shit, because I didn't know what I was to play it on. For context for everybody. So it's long story short, we really enjoyed the beta. There's no spoilers there. We had a good time. But because I have the gaming channel and we do the Two Blokes Play, I really wanted to see what worked better on PlayStation and PC. I know that a lot of people have been having mixed feelings about the PC one, and there was obviously comments in, I think from Capcom, that the build that we were playing was like several months old from the current one.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it wasn't optimized for PC, so I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to kind of. I've not looked too much into that, But the video recording that's on the channel at the moment is what my recorded on PC. I've got some video recording on PlayStation 5, and I'm going to be releasing the video of the character creator a little bit that I did and played around with, just because we were just trying to get as much as we could out of it. So I'm going to be, I think, playing on PC this time. But the beauty of that is it's got crossplay. So, we're not going to be
crossplay at launch as well, which is fantastic.
Yes.
I feel like that should be standard nowadays.
Yeah, well, Monster Hunters had a bit of a weird one when it came to online play, because I joined with doing Monster Hunter Try on the Wii, and then I tried to try Ultimate on the Wii U. Online play with Nintendo has never been amazing. And then when World came out, it was like, oh, great, we can play really well, but then couldn't play with PC users. When we had Sunbreak and Rise, we could play again with PlayStation players on PS5, or we could play with Switch players on the Nintendo Switch, but we could never cross-play. So the fact that they've done this with Xbox, with PlayStation and PC, great. I think that's amazing, and that just goes to show that they've got that in there built in, and it worked. Like I played with you. That was the one for I think I could say really well that it worked. I could play with you on PS5. I switched at one point. I went to PS5, played with you on PS5, and then less than a minute, I logged onto my PC, logged in on the beta on the PC, and then I was playing with you again.
Yeah, no, it is seamless, and I know obviously we brought up about it would be nice if cross save was a thing, but then like I mentioned previously with that, it's the whole having to create an account to have your character stored on their servers and creating accounts with other people, which just causes more problems than it solves.
It does, and I'm not interested in that per se. I mean, the thing is, like when I bought Sunbreak and on Rise, I got it on the Switch and I got it on PS5. And even like when the expansion came out, you and I leveled up in the PS5 version so fast anyway. So for me, there's not going to be an issue, because I know that I could, if I did buy it on PlayStation eventually, I could just join you on that and level up really fast. Because I mean, we've done that before. I can do it again.
Yeah.
But with PC, it was just more in the mind of it's future-proofing me a little bit, because I can play and then I can record, and it's trying to find easier and better ways of being able to do better content.
How is it going to work when you update your PC? I'm assuming you'll have to grab the save file, I suppose, from the hard drive, won't you?
No.
Or would it be? It wouldn't be your profile wouldn't be saved to Steam, would it?
It'd be through Steam, yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm getting it through Steam, so I'll be playing through their Steam client.
But yeah, touche, I suppose.
But yeah, I mean, what I'll do is when I upgrade, I'll be transferring all my gaming data onto a hard drive, and external hard drive, and then pull it across. I don't know. I'll work it out. I'm still getting used to that kind of experience. But yeah, no, the scary thing of it was trying to get those settings just right when it was playing on PC. So I do understand where people are coming from with the whole visuals. That's why I said to you when I was showing the recordings, does it look alright? Because thanks to N7Kate, she's given me a graphics card to upgrade my PC a little bit, so it's kind of giving it a bit more life, which is nice. And really nice of her to do that. And thanks again. I'm hoping to get her on the second or third podcast episode, because we're going to be doing a number of these, because there was so much we found out. It's probably going to be very long, this podcast, so we're going to be doing it in parts, and also it gets
go on. Sorry,
it gets us ready for February, because there's so much to talk about. I reckon we can kind of space out a bit to kind of keep us, actively looking forward to it.
Yeah, what I was thinking, like this first sort of podcast could be more of our initial thoughts. Things that we liked, bits like that. Then we'll move on to bits that we found out. Edge will probably put on some on-screen, like the character creation, or there'll be links to separate videos with the character creations and our thoughts on that. It is going to be a bit more of a series rather than just like the one podcast and that's it.
Yeah. And again, it's that sort of trying to, I mean, this is a hobby that we do, and it's just trying to hopefully be a bit more engaging and kind of, at the very least, have it, a bit more comfortable to watch and digest. So if you want in a particular section, I want to know a particular bit, you can just find it in the episodes as well, which is, I'm hoping, will make sense when we get to it. But yeah, initial kind of thoughts in terms of what we got. In terms of the full package, we got the story, initial story chapter bit with the character creator, with some cutscenes. Then we got a bit of a few hunts, and then the kind of the exploration mode of it all, with a little bit of mechanics about how to do this and do that. Yeah, it was enough. It was enough to give you a taste of what the game was. I'm glad they didn't give away too much. I know that sounds really weird because you really want to get as much as you want to know a lot more. But I think they're doing the right thing by not revealing too much. I think it's nice to
Yeah, 'cause
kind
at the same time, I wouldn't want to ruin the whole experience. Like when the actual game comes out, be like, all right, cool, done this in the beta, done this in the beta. It's like, oh, is that the only bit that was extra? Oh, wow.
Yeah. What I liked, the initial things I liked about it was the fact that, yeah, you could literally, your character talked, which is a big thing because usually your
Monster Hunter's
character,
always been the sort of silent protagonist.
yeah, and you get dialogue options, which is quite nice.
If we don't sound as enthusiastic in this video, it's because we've actually already recorded this conversation.
Yes.
So it's like this is just us trying to remember what we spoke about last time when the recording didn't save.
Yes, I was very unhappy. Very, very unhappy. I had a really crappy day as well. And I was like, we're not going to go into that. But it was like, God damn it. I didn't need this to happen on this one. So, yeah. No, this is, it. If it sounds like we're kind of, we haven't rehearsed anything, we're just going on initial thoughts. I loved it. I loved
Yeah.
the fact that you kind of were thrown right into it. And you were just on the go playing. The character creator, fantastic, which is the beginning of the game, of the beta, and it was really good in the way that you could tweak so much more than expected. So there's so many different hairstyles. You mentioned about
It's
the two
like I
face
mentioned to you.
merging.
Yeah, it's like I mentioned to you last time. So the actual when you were doing it, you could merge the faces. So you could pick two faces that you liked the look of, and then you had a triangle. So once you'd picked both faces, you could then sort of merge between the two of them depending on. So think of it as like a slider spectrum. So you had, right, this is this face, this is this face. Where in the middle do you want these faces to blend? And that would be the look of your character, which I thought was a fantastic touch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was like, what the hell? Absolutely was bowled over by it. And I didn't know you could do that. And I didn't even try that. And I really should have did. And when you told me that, I was like, oh, God damn it! I could have played
I
better
thought,
game.
oh, to be fair, I would have mentioned it, but I thought you knew. Because you obviously went into the character creation first, so you were already doing them.
Yeah, I think I was just playing around a little bit, trying to understand what I could do. You could change the abs. You could be more muscular, be more skinnier, which I thought was quite nice. You couldn't change height, but I don't think you needed to really. Armor was cross gender, so you could be male or female
You
armor.
don't need to change height. We're all the same height when we're lying on our back with a monster breathing fire on us.
I mean,
Or
you do.
is
I
that
mean,
just me? Yeah.
I'm a mile away shooting it. And then yeah, it just when you made your character, it looked and sounded right. It was in the cutscenes. It looked great on the engine, and then you just thrown right into it, and it does a good job of kind of teaching you little things you can do, like destroying terrain, like disorientating creatures, bringing back the clutch claw a little bit to do things with. But they've kind of changed it a little bit. I'm
Yeah, because
hoping,
it's not really the clutch claw on this one, it's the slinger.
yeah, the slingers is interesting.
You had the sort of standard slinger. There was no sort of clutch claw and things like that. Mounting is back to sort of world and generation style. So where
Mm,
you jump on the monster, you deal damage, and then after a while you'll do a finisher and knock it over. The difference in this one and one of the mechanics in this one was wounds. So as you jumped on the back, you could jump into 2, 3. potentially 4 or 5, depending on how big the monster is and how many points on its body you can jump on, and you could stab your little carving knife down to create these wounds that you could then later pop.
Yeah.
Or you could have a lovely gunner friend who will just shoot the wounds that you've just made and knock you off the monster.
I mean, I feel like you're attacking me there.
Little bit.
I mean,
Because I didn't get my awesome finisher off with the charge blade, which I'm so glad works beautifully in this. But it's literally the finisher for it is a couple of slashes with the sword, turn it into the axe, turn it into the buzz axe, and literally decapitate the damn thing. It's beautiful to watch.
yeah, I think you're attacking me there. Absolutely. No,
Yeah,
it's a cool mechanic. It kind of
I'm not
reminds me,
hiding it.
like we mentioned about the afflicted, because like in Rise Sunbreak there was like afflicted monsters that when they were glowing
Yes.
red, it's not quite the same because if you don't do it, they get stronger. But they're like weak spots you can aim for, and if you do enough damage, it does like a bonus explosion of damage to them. With the wounds, if you have enough wounds and you shoot it with a focus mode shot or a focus attack, it sets it off and does more damage to them, which is really nice. And it also gives you a good chance of monster materials, which you can then keep for yourself automatically. So
Which
I
that
think,
was a really nice touch as well. The whole
yeah, I think
you
so.
don't have to necessarily pick up things anymore. It was a case of as long as you pop the wound, they were automatically sort of credited to you, which was brilliant.
Yeah, and all this is like in the first fight after after the cutscene. So what we're mentioning here is we're not jumping really far ahead. This is all still part of the initial beginning part of the beta. Thinking
Yeah, so
about the
this
wound,
is the first monster. So the Chatsacabra or something, I think it was called.
like a weird bullfrog with tongue action.
Yeah,
And it's a good, easy monster to get into and involved, and it shows you how a quest starts. Again, you don't load into a quest; the quest just starts. When the quest finishes, you're still on the map doing what you normally do. I don't know if that's
that
different
I
in
was
the
going to
mission
say
modes.
I'm not too sure if that is going to be the same type of way to progress because what I've read is so you got the taste of sort of like the first bit of the story mode,
Yeah.
but then following on from that, then the next bit was more along the lines of this is your expeditions.
Mm.
So you just went out, you started beating on something. As soon as you've done enough damage, boom, that quest has started. Rinse and repeat. And I will do like a challenge day one time where I will literally not bring any potions or anything like that. I will literally go out, hunt monsters, gather all my herbs, honey, things like that to create the potions on the way. And I will do a whole day where I will just hunt things,
Mm.
carve them, but I will not go back to tents or anything like that. I'll grill the meal with the stuff that I found, and I'll do like a little challenge thing with it. It'll be brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about the beginning bit is you could change your weapon as well because you were given the great sword at the beginning. I changed right to
Yeah.
bowgun because you know me in my videos. I'm a bowgun user, and
I'm so glad though that the charge blade is back to how I like it with the guard points on the changing of the in the style because I've done over 1,000 hours in Generations on the charge blade alone. So to get it back to how I remember it, which is charge blade adept style for anyone who ever played Generations with the styles.
mm,
As soon as you switched in and you sort of like plunged your sword into your shield to turn it into the axe mode, that was a guard point. And back then, I had better reflexes. I'm older now, but I could literally pull off that guard point every time, and it was beautiful to pull off.
so I mean, I feel like you're going to be using the switch axe, is it, or charge blade? Sorry for that.
Oh, it's charge blade. It's going to be charge blade through and through.
I'm still going to be like bowgun because I love playing that.
Yeah,
Great
well,
when
I am having light bowgun as my secondary, so we can still do the odd things here and there of Gunner Bros.
yeah. I love the like bowgun. They did a couple of different things. Like you've got like a rapid fire mode, and I did play around with it a bit. You had like your normal ammo level 2, and then you had like I think thunder ammo could have the same effect with rapid kind of fire things. So the certain ammos I think can be
I
loaded.
think, wasn't it all of them though? So
I tried. No, I see. I
when you
tried.
put the special thing on, and you got the extra. It was like an extra 2 shots.
Yeah, see, I tried it with again. I'm gonna have to double check this, but I tried it with the ice ammo, and as soon as I did the special clip in, it turned to normal ammo. So
Oh, right. Maybe there's only certain ammos that will actually work in with the alternate fire as such.
I wonder if like some of the later guns will be different for that. So like if you wanted rapid fire mode for certain bullet types, great. And it was doing good damage with it too. So you could it's an interesting mechanic, absolutely. And again, you
Hmm.
still get your mines as well. But
Though
it
you
gave
only get one of them now. You don't get three like you used to.
free. Oh yeah, just the one mine, but that's fine.
Yeah,
You can use
because you
pistol
used to get
shots.
three mines. You used to be able to quickly dump down three
Well,
mines right at the monster's head as soon as it went down, and then just start rapid firing into it, and you have three explosions plus you rapid fired three
I
shots.
without seeing more guns, I don't know if this is all kind of conjecture. I don't know if the other guns will have more than one mine, or have less special bullets, or have other
True,
special
true.
abilities. So it's all conjecture there at the moment. But the one mine was still useful because I mean you saw me in some of the hunts. I put the mine down, he'd run at me, explode, and then I shoot the thing on it to explode it again. And it's a nice kind of you're using your environment around to kind of do stuff. So for
Yeah.
me, I feel like with World, I'm going to be with my gun. If I can prepare a bit better, I'll have traps down, or I'll put things in the way like bomb barrels, and I'll start kind of planning out my assault while you're fighting it. So
Yeah,
with
because you
that,
could quite easily put a barrel bomb just behind a mine. The mine will, monster runs over, will set off the mine, blow up the barrel bomb, and it will probably knock it over.
yeah. So is there's going to be loads of little things, or tricks I can learn, and timings of putting things down that could be really interesting. So that for me. It gives me that kind of niche little nick in the back of my mind to go. I want to see what I can play around with. And so for me, the thing I'm looking forward to is what guns I can get, what armor sets I can get. How can I make myself more dodgy? How can I make myself more effective in doing damage and stuff like
You are
that?
one dodgy individual as it is, mate. You don't need much else.
I mean, the fact that I was dodging, I can still dodge like the best of them is really good with that still. So I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, imagine what
Uh,
it'll be like though when you get Evade Extended 3 on that.
yeah.
Or it might be Evade Extended 2, I'm sure by the looks of it,
Mm.
because they've put skills on your weapons now.
I was
Now
surprising. Yeah.
there was always skills on your weapon anyway, but now like your main type of skill that you would be looking for is potentially on your weapon. But they've lowered down a lot of the skills like caps from a couple of them that I've seen.
Well, there's still gem slots because I could see the gem slots in some. Like, there were like lines for where they would be usually. So
Yeah.
I think there's still going to be things like artifacts or things you can plug into your armor slots to give you skills.
It is
So
that bit still, though, that worries me of how they're going to execute that. And it's going to be one of those things that we're just going to have to wait and see for how they do it. But it's you always build a set of armor around the weapon that you're using. And then obviously your weapon, then they work all well. How is it going to be if, for argument's sake, if I have a set that is solely built around gunner stuff?
yeah,
Or charge blade, let's say, because that's going to be my main. If I'm going around getting skills solely based around charge blade, things to like increase like how quickly I can get my vials up, stuff like that. But then I pull out the gun. Am I going to be like stupid weak with it because I'm not going to have the skills to complement it? I'm really curious to know how they plan on dealing with the two weapons and how your armor and your skills work together.
yes. With some context with that. So one of the new features in Monster Hunter Wilds is you can have more than one weapon. You can have a secondary. We mentioned it a little bit briefly when you mentioned about having the charge blade and the gun as well. So how I changed that is when you're on your mount, you can just press I think for the PlayStation, you'd press on the right D-pad and you just change weapon.
Yes.
Uh, on PC, it's kind of similar. When I'm using a controller, I just press it on the D-pad and then it changes it over to the weapon. So that's a really cool mechanic. So you can kind of cover any weaknesses. But the argument there is, well, what skills could I use for that? Because if I'm using dual blades and I'm using a light bow gun, I'm kind of
You're going to have things like rapid fire up, normal plus. evade extender. I mean, evade extender will work with any bloody weapon, to be fair, but
And
you're
with
going
dual
to be
blades, I use
hindered.
weakness exploit.
Yeah, but you can. The main part where you're going to be hindered is
Yeah.
if you were playing on not charge blade. Sorry, if you're playing with your light bow gun and then you switch over to your dual blades, you're not going to have things that help your stamina situation.
Yeah. It's interesting. So I'm going to wait and see what happens with that, because I might double down on ranged weapons. So I might go light bowgun then to heavy bowgun for more damage. It depends. We really don't know what's. I mean, that's the exciting thing is what's in
We
their
don't
mindset.
know.
Because in World you had like necklaces that you could have preloaded skills on, and then you also had your armor slots to make you kind of thing. I'm not too worried when it comes to like the initial game, because like for anyone who's played Monsters before, you've got normal or like low rank, and then you've got high rank, and then you've got like your master rank in the expansion.
Yeah.
So I live low rank and high rank, because high rank is usually in base game anyway. I'm not too worried about the skills, because what I reckon they'll do is, as time goes on, each rank that they introduce again in future, they'll probably learn from what happened with the previous one, and they'll tweak things about it for the forever. So I'm
Well,
okay with that.
Rise and Sunbreak was a prime example of that, to be fair.
Yeah, because we were I had the really cool gunner sets in Sunbreak, because there was a lot more cool skills you could do with light bowgun in Sunbreak, from what I can remember. Also, comment down below if I'm talking bollocks at this point. We, as a podcast, we generally do love your feedback. So if there's any questions about the thoughts on the beta, or beta, how you say it, please leave a comment below. If you like our what we do, leave some feedback on what you might want to see us do next, or what you might want to talk about, or any particular games you think, what, I'd love to see a bit of that. Please, we'd love to hear from you guys. We'd love to kind of, uh, you know, we do it as a hobby, but we do generally enjoy what we do. Though with the best will in the world, we're not like these big mainstreamers. So we don't do it every week, but we'll try and do as much as we can. But yes,
That being said, though, as I mentioned last time for the comments, I'm going to ask you guys a question.
Oh
The
gosh,
new handler Alma or the world handler? I want to know. I want to know
well,
what I want to know what people think.
that's unfair, because we haven't seen much of the new handler. There could be sisters for all we know.
Touche. They could
I
be
mean,
Officer
like,
Jenny's
they could
or
be.
Nurse Joy's.
It could be her just like in disguise, trying to find a partner. We don't know. There could be some crazy bollocks when it comes to the storylines.
But
I
I
can
am
answer.
genuinely curious to know.
Oh God, yeah. And then again, comments below. If we get 5 likes, we're going to bring back the death counter.
Oh, do you know what? I was thinking about this earlier. It's like, I can't remember what he said he was going to do if we got 5 likes. I can't remember. Hopefully he's forgotten. He bloody well hasn't. And here we are.
If we get 5 likes on this podcast, I will bring back the death counter. And for those interested, basically the death counter is how often me and Strife die. Now,
More
will
often than
have
not, it's me.
there'll be 2 counters usually, one for me and then one for him. So to put that into context, in Sunbreak, I think I can count on my hand how many times I actually died in the entire time we played, and I think it was like probably 5 times, if that. Whereas
I need all of our followers' hands and toes, please.
you've died more than that. I mean, the last video, if you watch it, your exact words were, "You didn't die in this hunt," and then you died literally less than 2 seconds after
Yeah.
saying that, and I was like, "Well,
It's my
someone's
fault for jinxing it, to be fair.
you are a jinx." But I do enjoy your pain.
I
It's
know you
funny.
do.
But yes, going back to the beta, the initial thoughts are, I would recommend anybody who's played it, or think should I play it? If a demo does come out, definitely give the demo a go. It definitely feels like a really good experience. It doesn't feel like they've skimped out on anything. It feels like more like Monster Hunter. There was no glaring red flags that I could see in terms of anything, in terms of the locale, in terms of the monsters we were fighting, in terms of the content.
It
It
was
all
all really
feels,
well fleshed out. It was really well done.
yeah, it's basically World 1.5 or World 2, effectively. But I mean, the thing is, like I said, the next episodes, what we figured out and what we've learned or what we suspect, we will be sharing. I'm trying really hard just to have the initial feel of what we had from the initial thing in this particular one.
As no spoilers.
Yeah.
But good caution warning: any podcast going forward from this in relation to this topic will include spoilers.
Yeah, and also if you figured out anything that you noticed in the beta, you think, oh, did you see this? Then let us know in the bottom, because generally, the more we can figure out, the more excited we get about it. And if you want to join us on hunts, by the way, because it's so easy to have hunter IDs and then play hunts together, let us know in the bottom, because I know N7Kate's going to play, I know Dante's going to play, I know you and I are going to be playing. I know another couple of friends of mine are going to be playing.
I will be destroying the absolute living S out of this game.
We've got a week booked off for March for this.
Yep.
So there's going to be a lot of content on that anyway. But I can definitely say that we enjoyed it. There was nothing bad about it in our minds. That can be quite biased, I say. I mean, it was fun. I
I'm
generally
a
enjoyed
Monster
it.
Hunter fanboy, so it's definitely biased.
For me, the big one was literally the playing on PC or PS5. For me, a lot of the recordings you see is on PS5. When I was doing, when the original Rise was done on Switch recording, which was hard using the capture card I had. And now that I can kind of do it on PC, I'm hoping that means I can get some more content and more kind of have our hunts out there and just show more interesting things, which is hopeful anyway. So yeah, and also it's cheaper. I found to buy the game, so I was like, yeah, that's a done deal for me.
Yeah, I had to pay the S tax on mine.
Yeah, it's crazy how much you have to pay for that. But other than that, was there anything else that you wanted to kind of think about in terms of the first initial podcast thing, in terms of the thoughts or initial feels of the game?
No, not from the first initial sort of lot. So I think it'll be peace out and see you next time when we dive into Monster Hunter Wilds a little bit deeper.
We will probably do a bit of a longer episode next time because again, we're trying to make sure we're not too long. Let us know again how you feel about the length of the videos for the podcasts. And again, I did say I was going to try and get N7Kate involved because I know she's had some thoughts and Dante will have some thoughts because they do enjoy it. But yeah, if you enjoy what you heard,
Heard?
if you enjoy
You
what you
heard
heard,
it here first, people.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, I've just come back from the cinema and after watching Red One, so
Touche.
good film. I'm very festive mode at the moment. Have a fantastic evening, all, and as always, peace out, and we'll catch you later.
Boys!